What were some of your guys' early influences? Bonus points if you can remember the first album you bought.
Oh yeah.
Tell me.
Well, my first album would have been that was Kiss Destroyer.
Nice.
And but
There's a few guys have said that.
Yeah. Then my influences growing up were Geezer, Black Sabbath, Geddy Lee, John Paul Jones, Chris Squire, of course, you know. And then later on, you know, hearing people like Les Claypool, you know, I was like, wow. I'm nowhere, not even, I don't even try that. But yeah, those were my main influences, and John and Whistle too. You know.
Nice.
So.
Well, like I said, you know, got my first guitar as a young teenager, and I wanted to learn to play guitar. Me and my friend really wanted to start a rock band together, which we eventually did. That was the band I was in before. We actually started out wanting to be a classic rock band, and so definitely, like he said, a lot of Led Zeppelin, The Who, The Rolling Stones, stuff like that were some of the songs I was learning. That doesn't mean that I don't like some of the new age stuff too. I listen to just about everything, especially if it has a really cool guitar in it. You know, I think the first album I bought was actually a Nirvana album when I was 12. I think I bought Nevermind. You know, provocative, the baby on the cover. You know, yeah. As a kid, I loved that album, and still do. I personally like to lean more myself in my playing towards, you know, more complicated melodic type guitars, but I respect the hell out of good songwriting on that album. And
nice.
Yeah.
Wow. I would say for me it started with Elvis. I think the first record that I ever bought myself was the soundtrack to an Elvis movie called King Creole.
Oh yeah,
This is a great
I remember
movie.
that one.
The first real more rock album that I ever bought was Get Your Yayas Out, live Stones. I'd say as far as my guitar playing influences, wow, it's been pretty much everybody. Probably the main ones that people know would be Pat Travers, Robin Trower, the great Leslie West. But I also have incorporated a lot of influences from other genres of music, like a magnificent musician named Bill Nelson who played for Bebop Deluxe. I learned a lot from attempting and failing to copy his things. Steve Hillage from a progressive rock band called Gong. I picked up a lot of things trying and failing to imitate him. As far as the more modern shred players like Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Yngwie Malmsteen, I think what they do is really cool. I can't play like that, and I've tried.
Don't we all wish we could?
And I sound and I sound terrible trying to do it. So I stick with what I know.
Nice.
I grew up listening really to FM radio back in the heyday, 98 Rock, probably late 1970s through the 80s, early to mid 80s and such. So the center point of my musical influences is probably right around 1980. I think that was probably the greatest, the pinnacle of it all. Or maybe early 80s. Right as hard rock segued into heavy metal. So the things like Sabbath, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, those all are ingrained in my mind. I actually started becoming interested in music, listening as a younger kid to things like, or what first tuned my ears to music was things like Foreigner, Eddie Money, stuff of that nature. So Steve Miller Band. So I mean, I've kind of been all over the map over the years with things I've been influenced by or listened to.
I hear a lot
early
of Don
90s,
Henley.
Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, some of that stuff.
Nice.
Talking Heads?
Not so much,
No,
but I
Don-
did listen to it.
Don Henley.
Hey, I'm a big
Building the
Don Henley
perfect
fan.
beast.
I,
All right.
I'm a big Eagles fan, actually.